So last time, when the Japan's government imposed the state of emergency, so back in the spring of 2020, Japan's GDP plunged by about 30% quarterly on an annualized basis. And this time as well, so state of emergency definitely put a damper on consumption, so service consumption in particular. So that said, we expect this, at this moment, we expect the economic damage this time is very small. So something like 20% of the last one. It is chiefly because, so state of emergency applies only to greater Tokyo area, at least initially, so not nationwide. And the duration term is 30 days compared with the 48 days, so last time. And also, so the sector, so subject to so stricter restrictions centers on the dining and drinking. So this is the main reason why at this moment we expect a smaller damage. And another noteworthy point is that in Japan, during this crisis, online usage of online shopping has been increasing notably. So which I think will support consumption activities, even though people need to stay at home, so under the state of emergency.
Naohiko, you're right, because household spending rose unexpectedly for the second straight month. So we are seeing a recovery in domestic demand. But will the state of emergency impact the recovery we're seeing in domestic demand? Does that mean also that because it's only a slighter impact, that we're unlikely to see a contraction in the January to March quarter?
Yeah, I think it's a close call actually. So it crucially depends on how successfully the Japan's government can contain the virus in a timely fashion. So that initially speaking, as I mentioned, so state of emergency pretty much limited compared to the last one. So if that's the case, I think so maybe, so GDP growth is almost flat. And if that is negative, so only slightly. But so under the risk case scenarios where the government failed to contain the virus and the need to extend the duration and expand the coverage of restrictions any further, so it would pose a significant risk on the Japanese economy and easily tipping into negative territory, I think.